run-up to her canonization in Rome on September 4th. We will be showing you testimonies, talks, music, event coverage, and a lot more. In today's episode of Mother and Me, we have Father Franklin Menezes, Director of Seva Kendra, Calcutta.
Yet another episode of Mother and Me. We have with us Father Franklin, who will talk about his experiences with Mother. So, Father, where exactly did you first meet Mother?
That was back in the year 1976. It was quite interesting, That was the month of December 1976, and I was being ordained as a deacon in Kalyanpur, the present Diocese of Baruipur. And what happened was, I had invited my sister, my eldest sister, Agnes, she is no more, to come for my ordination because she was the dearest person I had in my life. And she gladly obliged, and she came for the diaconate ordination. And after the diaconate ordination, she told me, I want to go and meet Mother. I said, I am just a seminarian, ordained a deacon. Will Mother see me? And another thing she told me was, I did not come for your diaconate ordination. I came to Calcutta to see Mother. I said, then why did you attend my ordination? She said, that was only a pretext to come to Calcutta. Great. So, with great trepidation, I went to Mother's house. That was the first time I had gone there. Though I was in Morning Star before, and Mother had come to Morning Star College, etc. I wasn't there to have met her. This is the first time that happened. And when we had gone there, I told the sisters, I am Deacon Franklin Menezes. My eldest sister is here and she wants to see Mother. So I wrote in a piece of paper, a chit was given to her, and at that time, Mother Teresa was in fact in the midst of a photo shoot. The BBC crew had landed in town and they were shooting Mother Teresa. And this chit was given to her somewhere in between the shoot. Unbelievably, she comes out and she meets me. And she spent half an hour talking to me and to my sister. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe I didn't even have then a camera or anything of that sort, That time you didn't even have mobiles, where you could click a picture. But this is something unbelievable. My sister was so happy. She said, now I can go back to Mangalore in peace. So that was the first time. And afterwards, obviously, we had several other occasions. I'll narrate to you something very interesting that happened. A little funny. I was in charge of the Biblical Apostolate, the Diocesan Biblical Apostolate, having done my studies in Scripture in Rome. The then Archbishop Henry D'Souza, had appointed me as the director. And I was going around giving talks on Scripture, and I was also giving it to the missionaries of Charity Sisters. So one year, as part of my apostolate, I had invited, Father Rui de Menezes to give a Scripture talk to the religious. There were about 200 religious. I remember that was in the Loreto House, And during that time, Father Rui de Menezes said something about the angels, which, was a little controversial. he must have said they don't exist and something like that, And the missionaries of Charity Sisters were there, and the matter was reported to Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa knows of only one Menezes in Calcutta, and that is Franklin Menezes. So they said, Father Menezes said this. She dashed a letter to the Archbishop saying, Father Franklin Menezes, does not believe in angels, and etc. And, she was very disturbed because in every chapel of theirs, on the top of the Blessed Sacrament, you have an angel. You know about that, and you have seen that in every chapel all over the world. They have the picture of an angel. Now here is this man, and the Archbishop summons me to his office and asks me, says, Franklin, what's happening? What is it that you are going around talking that the angels do not exist? See, Mother's letter has come. And I burst out laughing. I said, Your Grace, it was not me, it was Rui, I said. With that the matter was over. Then afterwards, when I had gone for another talk, lo and behold, there was Mother Teresa sitting at the back and, listening to me to find out what I was talking. She wanted to make sure that it was orthodox. And looking at Mother, obviously, I would not say anything out of the way. I was more orthodox than the Holy Father that day. And Mother was very happy, And then there were a number of occasions, when we used to have the Bible Sunday. I remember one Bible Sunday, I had invited her. I says, Mother, please come over. That was about family and the Bible. And she graciously came, and we made sure that she had come. And then I met her in Rome and in several other occasions. But these are the two instances, where I remember having met her and has left a great impact in my life. Obviously, she's a saintly woman, and coming into her presence itself, makes you in a way filled with grace. That's what was sprinkled. That was Mother Teresa for me. Very interesting, but the first one was very touching.
So, Father, as you know, Mother Teresa is being canonized this year. So, what is your view about it? Like, how do you feel? Your experience?
Excited. Very happy. I was waiting for this day. I was waiting to see Mother a saint. Yeah. I have great devotion to her. And every time I pass through the Mother house, I invariably whisper a prayer. All that I ask is, Mother, intercede for the poor of Calcutta. Intercede for the poor of Calcutta, so that we together can transform their lives. Because she has left a legacy and made the gospel come alive through her deeds. The gospel is so real to us now. And we know, if we want to experience Jesus, what we have to do. All that we have to do is to go to the poor.
Exactly.
Because in these people, you see the wounded face of Jesus. Jesus is crucified today in the poor. So you go to the crucified people in faith and with deep love, and you experience Jesus. And so to experience Jesus and to experience God is not so very difficult. Not at all difficult. I used to tell our seminarians in Barakpur, you have difficulties, you do not know who God is and have difficulties to experience God. I said, do as Mother did. Go to the poor and serve the poor. And that is why many of these volunteers who come from abroad, who are touched by the life of Mother Teresa, after having served the poor, come to faith. In the beginning, they come for, just for social work, but they go back as believers and continue being missionaries of charity. Not as missionaries of charity, as sisters or fathers or brothers, but in the real sense of the word, they become, the messengers of love. So deeply touched by the work that they do here.
Father, has Mother been an inspiration for you in any way?
Absolutely. All that I said to you so far was how she inspired. Yeah. And I remember whenever in the United States I read 2-3 books of Mother, because I had a lot of time, so I picked up the books and began to read her life. It was very interesting to go through that. Very interesting. And I would suggest those of us who are in Calcutta do well on this occasion to read at least one book on her life. Or go to at least one of the homes of Mother Teresa and serve a little there. There are many young people who do not know Mother like us. So we were privileged, to have been seeing her, having heard her, having first-hand experience. Some young people do not have had the opportunity to have seen her. So, but that's why they need to have an experience of Mother by reading a book or visiting the homes that she is running, or talking to some of the sisters about the memories of Mother. The youth who are involved in this media ministry of the Calcutta Archdiocese are rendering great service in order to make popular. And the many activities therefore the Archdiocese has undertaken, will be taken serious note of by not only the Catholic and the Christian people and the Christian youth, but by people of all faiths, because she cuts across all borders and boundaries of race, religion, color. That was Mother. Mother is meant for all. Like mother for all.
Father, isn't it a proud moment for us because we belong to Calcutta?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why a huge delegation is going from Calcutta. That's why Mamata Banerjee, our Honorable Chief Minister, is going with Derek O'Brien, and I'm suppose there'll be a few more in the delegation. And I also hear Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, is going also with the delegation. That's fantastic, isn't it?
Yes.
It's an honor for the entire country, That's why, when she died, the Indian government was so gracious in giving her a state funeral. I mean, they recognized her. And the President of India then and the Prime Minister, they were all here at the indoor stadium for her funeral. That was a moment that was very, very touching. How millions of people all over the world watched her funeral and were touched by that. So, absolutely, it's a great moment and a moment of grace for us, more than anything else.
Father, you seem pretty excited about flying to the Vatican.
Oh, not so much going to the Vatican. I've lived 6 years there in Rome studying, so Rome doesn't excite me that way. I'm not going as a tourist. I'm going more as a pilgrim, just to experience the graces of the canonization. No, otherwise I have had no interest whatsoever to go to Rome and spend money for my trip. No. No. You get my point? It's more for that grace rather than, I know every street in Rome. 6 years living there has been also a time of great adventure for me, running around. So Rome does not, what shall I say, excite me as a tourist or something like that. No, not at all. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Father, for being with us this evening and sharing your experience with Mother. I think our viewers got to know a lot about how you met Mother, and I'm sure they'll have a good laugh too.
Thank you so much, Father. Thank you, Twinkle.
It was an honor to interview you. Thank you.
Today's trivia testimonies of Mother Teresa's family members? The answer to this question will be given to you next week. The answer to your previous question is, on March 30, 1997, Mother Teresa stepped down from the head of the Missionaries of Charity. This is Neeta Carrera. See you next week.